Hello, everybody. Sipping on a little bit of hot tea this evening. Taking care of myself. So, on Dave to come in this evening. Guys, how is everybody out there this evening? Happy Wednesday. How are ya? I gotta have a few more lights here. It's kind of dark, I feel like. I don't know. Get the light on over my stove, too, so I can see my soup. We're having tomato soup, guys. I brought up the last of my garden tomatoes today. They didn't quite make it to Thanksgiving, but brought them up out of the basement. They've been down there ripening up since I don't even know when we brought them in. But I brought them up and I thought we're going to do tomato soup. So I'm fixing my roasted tomato soup for dinner. Guys, that recipe is in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. If you're not in the group and you'd like to be in that group for some recipes, you don't have to be diabetic to be in there. Just somebody looking for some recipes, some tips, tricks, and ideas about a low-carb lifestyle. Drop group in the comments. If you're not in there and you'd like to be, I will leave you a link. You can request to join from that link, okay? Hi, Crystal. Tonight, guys, I am talking about something off the tracks and into a tailspin. Yep, that thing is called a scale. Yeah, it's like a cuss word, right? Have you ever stepped on it and just instantly felt like, are you kidding me? I've been doing everything right and it still says this. And you know what? That's why I don't like it and I don't get on it very often. And I'm going to talk, guys, about other ways to measure your success along your health journey other than that nasty thing that's got the dial or the needle or the printout that's called a scale. Hi, Judy. So, because actually, that should be the last thing we do to show any kind of progress. And here's something else, just a little weight. Just remember, how long did it take you to put that weight on and how long is it going to take you to take that weight off, okay? Hey, Brenda. So, like I was saying, I'm going to try to get through this. This frog sets in every evening about this time, and I think it's just the temperature starts dropping and whatever. I'm running a vaporizer and stuff like that by my bed. I've been drinking hot liquids. I've got some hot tea here going on right now. So, okay? I used to dwell on the scale. I'm not going to lie. I'd get on it every day and I felt defeated, up and down and up and down. And a lot of times up 2 or 3 days in a row before you'd go back down. And if it went down, I was ecstatic. And if it went up, you feel defeated. And I am a stress eater. So a lot of times if it went up, I was eating out of stress because what was I doing wrong? Those types of things. But the number on that is not nearly as important as a lot of other things. And we're going to talk about that, okay? Oh, dear me. I got to turn this down. Stirring my soup here. I may just turn it off for a little bit. Yep, I think I will. I'm not sure where Dave's at. Hi, Lee. How are you? So, then I started using some other ways to gauge, to see what I was doing, okay? There's a lot of different milestones you can hit without stepping one toe on that scale, okay? The scale doesn't see inches. The scale doesn't see energy. The scale doesn't see inflammation. The scale doesn't see a better attitude. So let's talk about it, okay? Okay, you are a whole human that has it complicated sometimes too, not gonna lie. Oh, and this is a whole journey, okay? So what are non-scale victories? So if you're ever reading anything and you see NSV, that means non-scale victories, okay? What are they? Well, they are the real signs that your body is getting healthier, okay? Just because you drop a number on the scale does not mean you're healthy. I see a lot of people out there for weight loss that is not helping with health, if that makes sense, okay? So, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get through this quickly here, guys. Non-scale victories are things that tell you that maybe your metabolism's kicking up, or maybe your inflammation is dropping, that your hormones maybe are balancing out, or your gut is feeling a whole lot better, or maybe you're getting stronger, or maybe your duration that you can exercise or move is getting longer. And the whole time that you're doing all of this, the scale never moves, okay? And I'm living proof of this, guys. I am living proof of this, okay? So, how do you track these, though? How do you know? Hi, Teresa. Hi, Marla. Hey, Kathy. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If you're popping on here with me live, please let me know you're live, okay? Just kind of talking about that nasty, I can't even say four-letter word because it's not a four-letter word, the scale tonight, okay? Here's wins. I have a list of them here, so I'm going to be reading these off of my list. But there are physical changes, so things that you might see, and maybe you won't see them without a picture, okay? Inches lost, okay? Now, that you can see that in pictures and maybe feel it in your clothes or something like that. But your clothes fitting looser, okay? That's a physical change. Rings, watches, bracelets, slipping around on your fingers, or maybe you take, when you're taking it off and on, it slides off and on easier. Waistbands on your pants. Can you sit down without having to unbutton the top one? Those types of things. Maybe you just feel lighter. I'm not going to lie, guys. When I'm feeling good, I always feel like I walk more upright. I don't know why, but that's something. So just feeling lighter, feeling better, okay? Now, visual is a progress picture once a month. I have been doing this, and it's pretty amazing. And I might have to share that, okay? I might have to share that. Clothes that used to fit tight are now fitting more comfortably. I know mine are. Seeing your waist or maybe your face slimming, looking better in photos, okay? That's why we want to take photos, okay? Hi, Carol. Hey, Jewel, thank you for tuning in. Okay, here's some things, though, that we often overlook. And I know I overlooked it at first, and yet I should not have, because the people around me noticed it, and they pointed it out to me, okay? And that's your energy or your moods, okay? So you have to think about all these things, okay? Maybe you wake up easier in the morning, okay? Maybe you don't have that afternoon crash where you require a nap every day. I'm talking to myself here, guys. I'm ratting myself out. Maybe you have more patience, whether it be your kids, your grandkids, whether it be your daycare kids, okay? More patience, okay? Less anxiousness and thinking more clearly, okay? Now that kind of comes back into, a stress eater and those types of things, okay? Feeling proud of yourself rather than defeated, or just having a little better self-confidence. I get that for myself, because I'm not going to lie, guys. I never saw to talk about our low-carb lifestyle. Thank you, Jewel. I appreciate you. I never, ever could have done that a few years ago because my self-confidence was so low. I was defeated. I just felt like the world really didn't need me, okay? So anyway, enough about that. But that's where my supplements have helped me a bunch too. Righting the ship and balancing my body out, okay? So now here's something else to think about with non-scale victories. And that's what we're talking about, guys, is non-scale victories. Throw the scale away. You're trying to get healthy. Healthy is not a number on the scale, okay? Strength and mobility. Can you walk farther without pain? Out of a chair easier or whatever. Is it a little easier to do something like that? If you're carrying, say, your groceries in or something like that, Can you, hey, thanks, Teresa. Yeah. Can you maybe carry 2 bags of groceries instead of just 1? Just things like that. It's little bitty things where you think, oh, well, that's not so heavy. I'll just add 1 more. But you don't think about it. Got to think about those things, okay? Maybe your joints are just less stiff. Maybe you, or whatever. And maybe it's as simple as, look at me. I can stand on 1 foot. I can balance. Because I'm not going to lie, guys. There once was a time where I'd be like, oh, okay? So, yeah, just think about those types of things, okay? Now then, this is where I get into it because I think my gut health was so out of whack. And I'm going to have to hurry here, sorry. Less bloating. I didn't know you were supposed to eat and not feel like you were 9 months pregnant after you ate. I bloated after every meal, okay? Less puffiness, whether it be, everywhere. I mean, in your whole body. I notice it a lot in my face, those types of things. That's cool, Rita. Yeah, and I'm not saying this lifestyle is for everybody, so you need to do what's best for you. That's great. Fewer cravings. Okay, that's something I notice. I can get through the cravings easier. I sleep better, and I have more rest. Is healthier now than it was a while back. And here again, I give a lot of credit to the products that we take for all of those things. Okay. Now, if you're curious about what we're doing that can help with that much stuff, drop info in the comments and I'll get back to you about that. But then there are some other non-scale victories, guys. And those can be just in your lifestyle, your habits, and what you do. Hey, Sherry, thank you. I am well. Hi, Barb. When you make healthier choices, okay, maybe it's I chose to drink water instead of some other sugary type drink. When somebody offers you something and you know you shouldn't have it, but you're capable to say, yeah, I think I'll pass, okay? This is something we've really noticed too when you start cooking more at home, because you feel the need to keep things out of your life, okay? When you start sticking to your low carb plan, which is something we do a lot. And the biggest thing, guys, is when you start showing up for you consistently every single day because you've made the decision that you're worth it. I cannot tell you the amount of people who will say, yeah, it's expensive. I think I'll pass. It's worth it. For me, if I'm extending my lifespan so that I can spend more time with my kids, my grandkids, it's worth it, okay? It's worth it. Now, just a few tricks on if you're looking for some non-scale victories, ways that you can track them, okay? Don't try to think, oh, I'll remember that. Write it down. Take the pictures. Have proof on paper or in your phone or wherever you want to put it. A couple of weeks. If you don't have a tape measure to measure yourself, I actually just did this for the weight loss group we're in. Couldn't find my tape measure, so I went and grabbed an old skein of yarn that I had around here. And all I did was wrapped it around points on my body, and I marked each one of them on a piece of paper, and I'm going to see at the end of the 21 days if I lost any inches, okay? I'll share that with you guys if you want me to sometime. Take photos. Take photos about once a month. Take them from the front. Take them from the side. Take them... I struggle to take them on my backside. I don't know how I suppose you could do a full-length mirror backwards. Maybe even just your face, guys. okay? More, more glowing and different things like that, okay? Here's something else I do. If you're just getting started, pull out a pair of jeans that you really want to get into, but you can't, or a shirt that you really want to wear, but it looks terrible on you. Put them on, take a picture, and then keep going back to that. Now, what I usually do is I take a picture or whatever, and then I keep that set of clothes and I keep taking a picture in them so that I know what I looked like when I started and I know what I look like now, okay? Here's something else. Keep track of your energy. Did you crash at 1 o'clock all the time? And now it's 3 o'clock before you're starting to feel maybe a little dip in your day? That's a non-scale victory, and it'll only get better as you keep going, okay? So track your energy levels, 1 to 10. 1 is really bad, 10 is really good. Did I bloat really bad? Did I feel miserable all day long? Headaches are another great one because headaches a lot of times are caused from an overload of toxins and different stuff like that. So by clearing out the toxins out of your body, you should have less headaches, better moods. Do all of that. Well, I was like, these kids were fighting. Usually I'd be throwing stuff at them. Not really. And I didn't today. I just kind of sat there and talked my way through it, okay? And here's the key thing. Celebrate your wins. I do it still. Yes! I lost a pound on the scale. Even though I wasn't on the scale. Yes! I pulled my pants up and I didn't have to go. Celebrate it. Tell your significant other. Tell your kids. Guess what I did today? Okay? So, I think the hubs is home. Here's my thing. When you focus only on the scale, guys, you miss a lot of the other things that are very important and probably more important. And that is your body and your mind and your health changing, okay? When you focus on non-scale victories, it's a bigger picture. There's more things to celebrate than just that number on the scale. And it can keep you motivated to keep you going, okay? Hi, Jolene. Wow, I didn't lose anything on the scale this week, but holy moly, my pants came on better, or holy moly, there was a bowl of candy sitting on the counter and I didn't eat it. Celebrate that, okay? So, I hope you'll follow along here. Like I said, I'm going to be posting a few things here coming up. But big or small, celebrate, okay? If you need help getting started or some guidance, you need to be in my group, okay? Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. I got to deny that phone call. I had put some measurement trackers in there at one time. I don't know. I could put some other stuff back in there, but track your progress, guys. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just something written down or a picture taken where you can go back and look at them side by side. I use PicCollage. It's a free app on your phone where you can throw one picture here and one picture here and you can see them side by side. And it's amazing because if you're looking at yourself every day, you're not going to see that. You need to take the pictures. You need to write things down. You need to say, holy moly, I did this, okay? So don't let the scale ruin your life. Don't let the scale ruin your health. One, to make progress to get to where you want to be, okay? And personally, for me, I feel so good. Even though I'm not at my goal weight, I'm okay with that. Because I know mentally, with my anxiousness and all of that kind of stuff, I'm better now. With the way I don't, I can walk into a room and I can remember what I went to the room for. It's all those things that really, really add up and make life a little better, okay? So don't let the scale ruin your life. Follow your non-scale victories, NSV, and be proud of yourself for showing up. Anything you can do, is better than nothing. Progress over perfection. You don't have to be perfect. You just want to make progress a little better every day. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If you need to be in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, for the recipes and all the information, drop groups that have helped us. They are a tool in our toolbox. I am not going to lie. I don't give them all the credit, but they do help us. They're a great tool. Drop info in the comments. I'll get back to you about that one. And we can just chat, and I'll give you all the information. And if you say no, hey, I'm okay with that. It's not for everybody. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, guys. I hope it's fantastic. Smile. Pass that smile on. We'll see y'all later. Bye.